Welcome back to another video. Today we got a couple things to do around the house. We're going to check on our two rescue boas and let you guys know how they're doing, and we also got a couple things to do up in the frog room, so let's get to that. We're going to have a busy day. This is our boa Karma. This is the one that we first rescued from the guy who gave him to us for free because she had a bad attitude. So let's pull her out and see. Hi girl. We'll pull her out and see if she wants to be handled today. Let's get her out on the floor. This girl does not enjoy being around us. Look how she is. I know I just woke her up from her nap, but she's much better than she was at first, but she still isn't the happiest snake all the time, which is okay. We'll work with her. But this girl is much better than when we first got her. She's getting huge. And if you guys look back to my first video, I'll leave a card here on how she used to act when we first got her. She was horrible. She wouldn't allow us to even touch her at all. But this is so much progress. She still will try to bite and she'll get you, but I could never do this before. So this is Karma. And like I said to you guys, if you guys look at my TikTok as well, I posted a couple videos about her and her super loud hissing, but this girl's a beautiful, I'm thinking Colombian, some type of Colombian red-tailed boa or Nicaraguan red-tailed boa, just because of her dark colors, but you guys can see if you're not ready, she'll get you. Oh, there she goes. She got herself right there. Yeah, she doesn't like to be held too much, so I'll put her down, let her explore on the ground a little bit. So as you guys can see, she's not like per se like a handleable snake, but she's manageable. I wouldn't give her to like a kid or even anybody who visits to hold. Just because, you know, there's risk of them getting bit all the time, but she's at least manageable. Before, she was so defensive that I wouldn't even be able to touch her at all, so at least I can grab her on the, you know, initial contact, and then she gets a little defensive after that, but definitely not as much hissing and things like that. I don't really have to use the hook with her so much. After I put her down though, getting her back up is usually pretty difficult, so I'll get her up, put her back in her enclosure because it's clean. Water's changed yesterday. I did a lot of things off the camera yesterday, so today won't be as much cleaning and feeding. It'll just be a little more informational and doing a checkup on the boas. So let's get the other boa here. It's a completely different attitude with this boa. This is the one that we got, and they said she was super aggressive. We actually rescued her from the shelter. They found her outside, but she's completely different in her temperament. Let's get in there and see how she's acting today. I mean, look at the difference. Look at the difference. This boa will not hiss. This boa will not bite. Look at this. Look at the difference between these two snakes. So when we got her, they had her misidentified as a brown python. Later to find out, this was a boa. Somebody's pet that they released outside because it was getting too large. Now we keep her here. She's getting the enclosure upgrade soon. She's in the rack for quarantine, as you guys know if you watch my videos. If you don't come on here commenting that I keep big animals in racks, because the more you know. But yeah, this boa has a completely different attitude. I mean, I could hang around with her. I trust her 100%. This is a boa that I would allow kids to handle supervised. I would allow other people to handle supervised because I put this boa through all the tests that it takes to have a trustworthy snake. And she doesn't mind anything. I can grab her tail. She has no problems. I can rest her on my hand. I have no problem with this snake at all. The only thing that I will say is she will latch on and she'll grab onto you. She does not want to go back in the enclosure. So she uses this tail, this like more kind of prehensile tail to hold on, and she can actually hang from this tail really well. These are more ground-dwelling boas. They will climb a couple feet off the ground in the rainforest to get away from the wet, swampy grounds. But this animal, which I think is another Nicaraguan locality just because of the dark color, but you will find these animals in South America. But this boa is just a sweetheart. How could somebody ever say that this is an aggressive snake? You can't. But she's here with us now. She's doing amazing, eating like a champ. As for both of the boas, they're both doing great. Haven't had any issues yet. I mean, besides the other one likes to bite, but this one's a sweetheart. I think we named him Nico, the Nicaraguan boa, from somebody on YouTube who commented on one of my shorts. So thank you guys. Yeah, this is Nico, the Nicaraguan boa. All right, so we'll get him back. Oh, sorry, buddy. We'll get him back in his enclosure for the night, or for the evening, for the afternoon. Yeah, his next enclosure is going to be really large with some climbing opportunities for him as well, just so he can get suspended off the ground. This enclosure is more than enough ground space for him to be on the ground and feel safe. All my animals are healthy, safe. It's just the rack is just better for me to quarantine my larger snakes that way and things like that. So now we have to make a couple of cultures for our fruit flies. We'll get up there, make some cultures. We'll actually check on the frogs and do some feeding as well. So see you guys up there. All right, now we're back in the room. We got some fruit flies here to feed to the frogs. The frogs are doing well. These, my green sip frogs that actually produce these babies here. If you guys can see, let's find them. Oh, here's one. The frogs that produce these babies actually slowed down a little bit, so they're not breeding right now. I was hoping to come in here and see some eggs, but I've been doing everything I can to try to get them back on track. They've been off for like, I'd say like 3 months now, and I haven't had any eggs, so, which is okay. I'm not forcing them, I'm not rushing them. There's no need. I just like having new babies, but I got to do everything that I can. I got to pick up the humidity a little more again. I gotta probably play some frog calls, because that's what usually when I play frog calls, I come in here and like 2 weeks later there's eggs in there. So I don't know if the male's not calling loud enough, but I was thinking that these crickets up here that are chirping, we're gonna entice them to breed, just because it kind of mimics that sound a little bit, but it's all right. What we're gonna do is get ready to feed some of these flies. I mean, these cultures right here are booming, so we're gonna knock some of these cultures down a little bit, feed them to the frogs, and then we'll make some new cultures for the next week coming up, because these ones are almost expired. So before they develop mites and stuff, we'll use them and get some. So as you guys can see, we have a decent amount of flies. There's already some calcium in here, so we'll just kind of shake them up in the old calcium and feed some of these frogs. The next one is my solo mint terribilis. Just a fun fact about this species is it's actually one of the most poisonous frogs in the world, in the wild. They actually, for some reason, I'll probably have to do a little more research before I let you guys know, but they're like the most toxic species of poison dart frog, or locality of poison dart frog for some reason. So I'll do some research about it. Maybe in the next video I'll let you guys know what I found out, but or you guys can let me know, actually let me know in the comments why this is one of the most toxic frogs in the rainforest, if you made it this far. And then our mints get the rest, plus they get some Heidi fruit flies, which are bigger, and you guys will see the Heidi here. Yeah, the Heidi are much bigger, as you guys can see. You guys probably can't tell the difference, but they're just a much bigger fly, so I use them for these bigger frogs. I'll show you guys what I do every day to make fruit fly cultures. It's actually pretty simple. I just kind of follow the instructions on the food. I'll actually come over here. I'll let you guys know what brand of fruit fly food I use. I actually don't have much in here. I need to order some. I don't even know how many cultures this will make, but I use the Rapashi Superfly. So if you guys want, I can put a link in the description for the Rapashi Superfly. Hopefully I remember. I'll put a link in the description for this, and you guys can order. This is the biggest size that I can find, so if you guys know where I can get like a bigger one. I've seen some people have like the 16-gallon one or something. It's like 16 ounces or something, maybe, or 16 pounds, I don't know. It's something 16 something. If you guys know where that is, let me know. I need to buy that because I go through one of these every time. So we'll get upstairs, start making these fruit fly cultures so that we have new cultures for the next couple weeks. I'll see you guys then. Alright, so all I do is take like a tablespoon measure, and I'll do 4 tablespoons per cup. So after I do 4 tablespoons, I'll just let the water get really warm. I'll let the water get hot. Actually, I'll turn it to the hottest it can be, and then I'll put in water and stir until I get the consistency I want. I want it to have no chunks, but I also don't want it to move when I tilt the cup. So kind of want it to be stiff. It'll turn into like a jelly, kind of like a pasty kind of consistency. And you'll figure that out when you mix it. And the more you do it, the longer it goes. So we'll get the hot water in here. I'll start mixing it, and then we'll show you guys what it looks like once it's all mixed up. Okay, so it can get messy, as you guys can see, like the outside of the cup, but that's fine. If you guys look in the bottom, our water and our mix, it's all mixed together. And if you guys see like the consistency, like it moves a little bit, but it's not like watery. So if you guys ever want to do it yourself, this is what it should look like. So we'll get downstairs, finish up the cup, and get new flies in it. So we'll see you guys back down there. All right, so we got our cup here, and we get our Excelsior. We use this. It's like kind of like these wood shavings. It's called Excelsior. We use this, shove it in our cup. You could also use like a paper plate. I've seen coffee filters be used as well. This is just what I like to use. It's easier, but this is just to separate the food from where the flies will eat, sleep, and breed, essentially. So this is where they are going to spend most of their time, on top of the Excelsior. We put this in there, then we'll add a couple taps of existing culture that we make sure has no mites or anything, so we don't transfer them to this one. But I've already checked on all that. We'll tap some of these down, tap a few into our new cup, just a decent amount. Close that one, and then close our new one. We have a label on it already with the date 12/16 and the type of flies. So we'll do that like 3 more times, and then we'll have together 4 new fruit fly cultures that'll be producing within the next week or 2, so we can keep feeding our frogs. This is just how we kind of sustain a healthy and thriving culture over here. So yeah, I think that's it for most of the video. What we've done, we checked on our snakes. Let me know if you guys have been here since the original snake video. If not, check the link in the description. You guys can watch the old snake video and see the major differences between the snakes we have. They are doing amazing, and so are the frogs. And I taught you guys how to make a fruit fly culture today. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching as usual. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Peace.